out here, man. It's not okay. They're going to kill y'all. They're going to kill y'all, man. This ain't no game, man. The ball. This is a game of life, man, y'all playing, man. Now, mind you, 6 got shot. They only talk about one on the news.
Check out Shot in the Dark tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern on Fox. It's part of Fox Sports' new documentary series, Magnify. This one is produced by Dwyane Wade and Chance the Rapper and follows the Orr Academy basketball team in Chicago.
Yeah, I moderated a panel discussion with Dwyane Wade and some of the stars of the movie, some of the players over All-Star Weekend. Tremendous movie, really inspirational. And there's something in there that it's like a miracle shot or performance that you got to see. But nice. Great movie. I recommend it to everybody.
Nice. And check it out. For sure.
Absolutely. All right, time for in or out. James Harden averaging an NBA best 31 points per game this season and has the Rockets in first place in the Western Conference. Harden has finished second in NBA MVP voting twice. Chris, are you in or out on Harden being a lock for MVP this season?
I am all the way in. I mean, obviously anything can happen if he falls off or gets injured and misses several weeks. But there's no MVP discussion right now. None. It's James Harden and LeBron, Durant, Steph, Giannis. They're all miles behind James Harden.
I'm out because of the new look Cavs. Are you kidding me? See, I think LeBron does want to finally get credit for it. I feel like he knows that the finals, the chase for the 6 rings with Michael Jordan is kind of a lost cause.
Yeah.
I think MVPs matter more to him. I think this team will start to improve, and I think he'll creep back into that conversation. Lock is a really strong word.
But so he had a whole month that was just pretty bad in January. So I don't know.
But you know, they forget January when it's time to
I'm not sure I agree with you.
I don't forget.
I'd like to see that happen. All right, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver announced over All-Star Weekend that the NBA is considering changing the playoff format. This sparked a lot of reaction around the league, including King James saying, quote, "Let's not get too crazy." Danny, are you in or out on the NBA changing their playoff format?
I am out. I think all the time we get so critical of leagues and rules and replay. Just let it go. It's a pretty good product right now. But I will say this. I think Adam Silver is a genius for getting out in front of this because can you imagine if LeBron went to the Western Conference? Then I'd be all in on let's change it up because now you're kind of okay. You know you're going to get a good finals as long as LeBron is in it. Yeah. But if he leaves, I think I'm all in on changing it.
I'm in on changing it. I don't like what the commissioner suggested as far as keeping the Eastern and Western Conferences, the top 8 teams. What I would do, I would even out the schedules. Essentially, you play every team 3 times. There'd be a few you wouldn't be able to play 3 times. So basically, every team has the same schedule, and then you take the best 16 records. Because now the Eastern teams still have an advantage because they're not playing this tough of a schedule. And this is not cyclical. This has been the case since Michael Jordan retired in 98 from the Bulls his second time. The West has been way better.
But what about that cycle? Well, when Jordan was rattling the ball.
But that was the one team, the Bulls. I mean, the Knicks were good at times during that stretch, but the West has been better than the East for decades. And so it should be even out. Look, the goal is to get the best teams in the finals.
To the NFL, yesterday, Eagles head coach Doug Peterson said it's a blessing to have a Super Bowl MVP as your backup. But the market for quarterbacks this offseason is heating up. Chris, are you in or out on the Eagles trading Nick Foles?
I'm out. At least for now. I wouldn't trade him before the season started. I want to see does Carson Wentz get back for week 1 or week 2. And then once he gets back, how does he play? Does it take him a while to get back to his old form? It might take him a season to get back to his old form. If he does come back strong, then I can always trade Foles during the regular season.
I'm in. Deal him while you can get some value for him. Some of the numbers that are being tossed around out there, even if you can get 1 first round. Now, if you can get 2, like, you better not even think about it. You better take that offer while you can get it. But quarterbacks are hard to come by. Teams get desperate. Once all the free agency settles, the draft happens, and the team that gets left out and needs a QB, I think if you're Philly, you call them up and say, hey, we got a pretty good one, Super Bowl MVP. What do you want for him? And start dealing.
Yesterday, Conor McGregor posted on Instagram that he is, quote, fighting again, period. McGregor says he put his name forward to face Frankie Edgar at UFC 222, but was told there wasn't enough to promote it. Chris, are you in or out on McGregor returning to the UFC?
I'm out. I mean, he may be returned. I think he should stay at least for a little while in boxing. Look, he can fight guys that can't really hurt him that badly. Oscar De La Hoya, who's old. Heck, Paulie Malignaggi, who he sparred with, they could fight and I think make more money than he could make in the UFC, which is more dangerous. UFC, you're going to get beat. I mean, he's already been beaten, but you're going to get beat again at some point. You don't just dominate the UFC like you can at times in boxing. So I'd go ahead and fight one of these old boxers that will beat you, but won't damage, and your reputation won't get damaged that well either if you lose in boxing.
I'm in. He's a fighter, man. Let him do. We don't say this with LeBron or anybody else who's made that much money. Yeah, they should hang it up.
He's not getting punched in the face in basketball either.
That is true, but it's what he was born to do, man. The guy's a fighter. Let him fight.
All right, coming up, where the Broncos now the favorites to land Kirk Cousins. That's next on First Things First.